Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Red Bull LAN in Orlando, Florida at Full Sail University. I'm Day 9.
And I'm Rob Simpson, and we just finished watching a bunch of players train very hard.
That is true.
Now it is time for fun.
That is true. We originally got into games to have fun. Though it's all about winning now. Once upon a time, we remember the mythical times when fun was had, the relic of game design. And
it's so far gone now, but we are here to resurrect it in the form of Team Monobattles.
And it looks like we're going to be engaging in a 4v4 random Monobattles of the Korean players JYP, Puma, Vile Illusion, and Parting versus a mostly Swedish team of Mousesports Maro, Mousesports Thorzane, Mousesports Hasuabs, and Quantic Sase.
Yes, sir. So we do have, I guess, one ringer in the game, but who cares? We are here to have some fun. And so all of the players have joined, they've loaded in, and we are making sure that they're all going to be random. Man, I am so excited
for this. That is true. And it's time for you and me to be custom referees. We have 4 of the 10 players already trying to join the game. For any of you who are unfamiliar with the rules of the Monobattles, I will explain it to you now. In the Monobattle, you get to choose exactly one unit, and you may only build that unit for the entire game. And no exceptions. That's it.
That's it. No except you do. You roll at the beginning, and you have a chance to re-roll. And then if you don't like that unit, too bad. You are stuck with it.
That is true. So we're going to see what random compositions there are. It's not something like, oh, I'm going to open up Zergling and then go to Hydralisk and then blah, blah, blah. It's my team is Sentry, 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 Battlecruiser, or my team is this and that and that and that.
And not only that, but you have zero choice over what your team makeup is going to be.
And it looks like Team Sweden has the Archon, the Zergling, the Ghost, and the Immortal.
And Team Korea has the Siege Tank, the Dark Templar, the Archon, and the Sentry.
Very gas-heavy compositions, with the exception of that Zergling. Looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of in-talk from the Korean team as they try to communicate with each other, cutting us referees out of the fun.
Oh, darn. Oh, well. I mean, leave it up to them. That's always what they do.
Sase's 6 pooling. That's such a mean thing to do.
That's exactly what you want to do, because it is not about your opponents having fun, it is about you having fun.
And look at this, we have an extra special brightened production tab. Looks like Sase, you must protect us, says Maro. Maro wants a little bit of assistance, but as it turns out, Sase is being a little bit over-eager with his spawning pool. There, it looks like Allied Victory, Illusion, don't worry, this is not BattleNet 1.0.
Oh man, those were some fun times. All right, so I want to see just how much damage Sase is going to be able to do, because as you can see, really, there's actually no unit that's going to be able to stop him except for workers.
That is true. Now, if you actually click down here on the unit tab, you can see what they can and can't do. We're actually going to get the chance to look at a lot more of that once these things finish on up. We see that Sase is indeed spawning a bunch of Zerglings right at the start of the game, immediately going to try to be aggressive. It's going to be very hard for Team Korea to get that defense up early, as their lowest tech unit is actually the Sentry, being built by Parting in the middle.
Yeah, and that's actually so far off in a Monobattles game, especially when your opponents have a Zergling. You are going to be in trouble so quick, and we actually see those first Zerglings already moving across the map. Sase is hungry for blood.
Uh-oh, it looks like he's going to be attacking Vile Illusion from the get-go. He's trying to do a little bit of a wall-off. Oh, man, that really must sting, as right now it looks like Illusion. Oh, hey, be very careful. Well, I guess he's cursing in Korean, so that's fine for the stream.
Totally legit.
Totally not a problem. Look at Thorzane, Korea #1 Grandmaster. They're doing some scans here, asking how on earth do we get there? There's the Zergling scout checking things out.
Oh, man, and Sase, really, he just hasn't been able to do too much, because really, his opponents just have so many workers already in there. He is trying to take down one of those pylons, but it just isn't happening.
Now, this is the one thing to note that Sase did dedicate himself to. He tracked down where Parting was, and he is only going to try to kill Parting. If we go back to Sase's base, he's just now begun to make a queen. Players are allowed 1 queen per hatch in Team Monobattles.
Which is totally fine, because you want to keep up on that production so it doesn't hinder you in that regard. Although, actually, can the queen still attack? Or is the attack removed from the queen? That is the question. Now, we do have the first Sentry out as well, so he could very much fight off this attack. Now, if we see that Cybernetics score go down, it will put Parting so far behind.
I know, he won't be able to build the only unit he's allowed to build.
Ooh, wow, and it's looking like those Lings are actually forced away. Now, Parting has enough probes that he can totally just pull some of those off, as long as he's able to stop that aggression and live just a little while longer.
Oh, meanwhile, Thorzane, Team Europe looking very strong. Thorzane getting the Immortal out with a faster expansion. We see, oh, wow, look at this. Maro literally going straight for nukes. And it looks like Hasselhoff's being a little bit confused by the rules of Monobattle, but fortunately his teammate Thorzane there is to instruct him in the arts through and through.
And so Hasu there adding a couple additional gateways. He's going to be ready to pump out a lot of his unit pretty soon because all he's going to be able to make is Archons.
Archons galore. In the meantime, the real danger is that Vile Illusion is about 50% complete with his DT tech. These players don't have detection yet, but Thorzane doesn't want that Thor pain in his butt.
Oh, no, he does not. Now, both Hasu and Puma have the same unit that they can build.
That's
but
correct.
Puma has opted for going for High Templar instead. So that means he's going to need a ton of gas.
Yeah, it looks like Puma has going to be a little bit of a problem as he has a famous caster-friendly pylon that may very well go down. Oh, no. Oh, Sase never stopping with this 6 pooler. Look, in the production tab, we see still yet more Zerglings being made. Oh, a clutch answer, and JYP builds a tank.
Get surrounded, no problem. I will throw a wall down anywhere, and your 6 pool will be thwarted. Now, surprisingly, okay, so we actually see Puma adding a couple additional pylons there, although he does still only have one in the center, which means that he could potentially stop those upgrades, although it's not going to matter once that warp gate finishes. And now, I want to see some nukes.
Oh, here comes Maro. Maro has basically not an army. He's researched Cloak, but he still needs to research Nuke. It looks like will he end up trying to take that expansion? As we go to the Resources tab, we can get the chance to see exactly how much money these players have. Looks like, oh, look at this. Hasu says Archons are going to come to try to break the force field so the Zerglings can continue to sweep on in, but it looks like Vile Illusion has now finished the DT tech. Oh, no, in the natural, or the main, whatever you want to call it. It looks like DTs are ripping things apart. Sase has no detection. Oh, Thorzane has easily prepared for this with those photon cannons.
Ouch. And so that actually, that sucks quite a bit for Sase. Now, you are able to build static defenses in this game still, but he just didn't. And then we have a couple of DTs trying to move down there, but now those ghosts are destroying probes left and right, and the onslaught continues with the Dark Templar as well. Now, JYP is sieged up down there for defense, but he still can't see the ghosts.
Oh, he just managed to land a nice scan and pick it off. Meanwhile, it looks like Hasselhoff does have that cannon in his base. It looks like Sase might be a top-ranked Korean Grandmaster player, but he has not 4v4'd on pubs.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, but it looks like Hasu is starting to push forward with a little bit of Archons. And now, I don't know if you know much about Archon versus Archon Micro, but 2 is oftentimes larger than 1.
Many times it is, and that means that that big number of 2 is going to win. Man, and those destroy probes left and right, especially when they are surrounding you and stacked on top of one another. And if you kill them when they're High Templar, they can never turn into Archons, Sean.
And it looks like a cannon rush from Hasselhoff. A great way to spend those resources. It looks like Hasu is trying to deflect this a little bit. In the meantime, it looks like Thorzane has managed to successfully get an observer up and help his buddy out. The cannon rush is going very effectively. It looks like Puma just pinged that side of the map just to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh at his opponent. There's the ping. There's the ping. He needs to get the detection. He needs to get the detection. And there's the scan. Very nice job. Picks it off using the powers of Micro.
Doesn't even lose a single ghost there. That was very, very nice. And now, once again, there's just more DTs in there, but the Observer is going to get in there just in time to save the day. Will he be able to get this round with the rest of the Zerglings? No, the DT just barely gets out.
How embarrassing. It looks like we do see Vile Illusion now trying to take down that natural expansion. There's all the pinging.
Oh, yeah.
But with just a single Terran player, the question is, will he be a team player and save for scan, or is he going to be a big jerk and mule?
Mule. The correct option in a team game is to always do the thing that that is advantageous only for you.
No doubt. As they say in linguistics class, there's parting, Sase cry, parting with barely a base in sight, taking many expansions as best he can. Quantic Sase saying ally Chobo. Of course, now, that is a technique that can be picked up from any pub game. It is always your ally's fault if you are losing.
Right, and that's what makes team games grow so quickly, because as long as you can blame it on other people, you always feel great about yourself.
Oh, in this particular instance of the Monobattles, it looks like Thorzane is permitted to build transport. All players are allowed to build transport in this version of Team Monobattles to prevent draws from occurring. It looks like Thorzane is probably the best player on his team, as he has successfully built the most of the only one unit that he is allowed to build.
That puts him ahead.
Good.
Oh, resource trading? Is resource trading enabled for this as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
resource
yes.
trading is a core of Monobattle strategy. It looks like there's a siege tank there. There is no longer a siege tank there. It looks like Parting is going to try to do that Guardian Shield to make that 50 damage be dropped down to 48.
Oh, man, and all that drop micro that Thorzane was practicing earlier is really paying off, and there he goes, landing those Immortals once again, but will he be able to get them out of there? A very nice surround from the Archons, but Thorzane reacting so quickly, able to lift off those Immortals and continue on his reign of terror.
Looks like he is now trying to kill off the Nexus. He's doing a little scoot and shoot. The Archons and the Sentries, will they be able to take it down? And it looks like, oh, it's a cannon. That is the dumbest cannon in the universe. He's fine. No way.
Don't need to hit the second one. It's okay.
If this is Thorzane's challenge, then he may get to 5-0. Oh my gosh, a Ghost Archon push.
Oh, yes. This is going to be incredible.
Now, Maro's goal.
But no nukes.
Are there? I think that in this particular version, we cannot see the nukes. He may very well have a nuke stockpiled up in one of these, but it is a special version that hides information to build tension.
Oh, darn. Well, I guess that we're all playing the waiting game, Sean.
Looks like he's stepping forward. He has 11 ghosts. Where's the EMPs?
Yes.
Oh, we threw down some force fields, but of course, force fields are the opposite of good against Archons.
I'm surprised that he's running away from that. He had a great opportunity to destroy every last sentry, because those sentries can't stop the Archons from closing the gap. But in come the Dark Templar as backup. There's no detection over there, forcing the aggression to a halt.
Now, are these players doing any organization, or are they attacking willy-nilly? You'd be hard-pressed to have an answer in either situation. Vile Illusion now trying to mass up. More DTs, more bases are being taken on the map. Oh, very nice scan. This is what happens when you have pros. One DT is often not enough to win a game.
Unfortunately not, although in some games we have seen that it is. And now Thorzane once again going for more expands.
Oh, there's the scan. Will he be able to plant down the money nuke? And it looks like all he needs to do is let Hasu do the 1A. Wow. Where's the EMPs on all of those Archons? It looks like Hasu is continuing to break in. Very nice EMPs, ripping all the energy and shields away.
Oh, wow. There was a bit of a flank with those DTs, but it's looking like Thorzane is just going to push through. He says, if you want to attack my teammates, I will kill your base with my Immortals, and pushes through, Parting apologizing. Oh.
Real sorry. Well, he knows how to play the social game, and it looks like Thorzane with a 3-0 Immortals. The cannon push has continued to be a very potent threat. Illusion trying to establish control of that bottom side. Where there was once a base rob, there now is not.
And that's because Thorzane's Immortals did some work, and now I think that those Immortals can just kill all of the units there.
Yeah, he was trying to micro him, but now he's just turning around and shooting things. All those sentries will rapidly dissipate. Looks like a couple of ghosts still remain back in the main. Hasu successfully getting up a second base. Trying to be a little bit careful, as now it looks like Illusion does have a good amount of units.
Oh man, it's looking like Team Proxy Swedes may be able to pull through this. They've pretty much eliminated Parting, meaning that there is not going to be a sentry threat out on the field.
Oh no, with just siege tanks, DTs, and sentries, you really wonder where Illusion is on this map other than cannon rushing. He is actually determined to single-handedly take out Hasu.
Oh, and in comes some more DTs. Now, this is what happens at the end of a Monobattles game. There are so many effective places for you to hit if people have expanded. If you have something like DTs, it's going to be hard for your opponent to be everywhere at once. And those static defenses, a lot of times, just can't really cut it. Now, Thorzane is continuing with his multi-pronged aggression with all of the drops.
Jeez, if we go to the units tab and we look at Thorzane, he has 15 Immortals on the field, and most of them have nearly 100 kills.
Oh, and surprisingly, he's actually not pushing very hard. He's dropping them a lot of places. Oh, that's a nuke. Man, what's the best way to counter a bunch of static defenses?
You hit it with a nuclear missile. It's the strategy that
sickest strat.
A country I know likes
the
to use.
The strategy guide told me.
And there it is. Looks like Hasselhoff managed to take down that. Looks like Thorzane continuing to hollow out the base. But more expansions continue to plant. Puma trying to build as much as he can, but where is Puma with the Archon micro? He's now realizing why he should switch away from that wretched Terran race and play some Protoss.
Oh, man, and we've got those Immortals just focusing down the Immortals left and right, and he's continuing to drop everywhere. Thorzane very much being the MVP this game.
Wow.
With his massive Immortal pushes everywhere all at once.
Sase has nearly a double-digit number of workers.
Moving on up.
Poor Sase, just getting battered down, beaten again and again and again.
That's what happens when your six pool gets thwarted. Although he was still able to, he did a little bit of damage with it. Although Thorzane, man, has really just been picking up that slack, hollowing out his opponents like the pumpkin color that he is.
Ouch. He is going to put his head outside for children to be scared at on Halloween.
Place a candle inside.
That's right. Maybe make a pumpkin out of his innards. Or a pie out of his innards. We're making a pumpkin reference. Nailed it. Looks like now Thorzane has that Warp Prism parked in middle. There's pinging happening all over the map. Oh no, JYP, the Koreans try to push. There's the dive from Hasu with the mass happy face Imba. But JYP's talking to himself as he's on Allied chat.
Well, he's telling his teammates that they're Imba because they have this whole time been planning a secret attack.
Oh no, cannons aren't good when they're over here. Poor Puma.
Nope, can't stop those Immortals. Unfortunately, he did not research massive siege range on those cannons, and he is really paying the price.
These are not orbital cannons. They can't just lift off and rearrange, but it looks like Illusion manages to find his own worst enemies and just tries to get out of the way. In the meantime, Puma trying to get a little bit of revenge on Thorzane. He's an absolute mastermind at hollowing out the center of this map.
Yes, and he continues with that immortal aggression, and it's looking like the Swedes are just kind of going in for a bit of a killing blow here. I think that all four of the Swedes remain, whereas currently Parting just hasn't been able to play. It's almost a 2v4 situation right now.
A nuclear missile may very well land.
Oh, yes, it will. But will it kill some units?
Oh, he manages to take a nice shot on that natural expansion. Sweden Imba, no doubt.
Man, unit comps make this game so interesting.
Wow, a great Venn diagram. Tried to be formed, but it ended up being too layered, and even it was unable to withstand the power of the Swedes. In the meantime, we see Puma picking up on that drop aggression. Is he typing out? Did he type out? Oh, my God. Out Parting. Oh, Puma has left the game. The Swedes have done it. The Swedes appear to have won the first team Monobattles at the Red Bull LAN.
Wow, a very impressive showing from the Swedes.
Wow, an impressive display. You know, it's amazing to think that if we try to actually tie this back, there he is. There's the man. If we tie it back to his challenge, Thorzane, the man with the drops.
Now 5-0 with drops.
5-0 with drops this game. And you know, one of the most important part of Monobattles is to come back and check out the score screen.
Yes, so let's take a look at these absolutely massive numbers. And, man, this is no surprise. Take a look at that. You can even see it a little bit on Thorzane's screen.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, owning up that score.
Now, look. Now, the most important part of this entire chart is the fact that Sase is in dead last with a remarkably low score. The second lowest had more than twice his. It's important to also come down to this important graph. You'll see a lot of interesting storylines.
And colors.
Yeah, and colors. I mean, we see Thorzane easily climbing to the top. Morrow following right along with him with the ghosts. You'll notice that this dip is where Parting became very talkative.
Yes, exactly. Generally, you become talkative as your base is being hollowed out.
Now, what I want to do is also highlight the difference between all of the teammates of Sweden and, of course, Quantic Sase. If you'll look at the very bottom, I don't know if it shows up on these monitors, but there's actually a line of purple that's flat.
Oh, silly me. I thought that was the lower boundary of the graph.
That is actually not true. This is not a map of Kansas represented by this purple line, nor the pulse of a dead person.
As a matter of fact, it was his score.
That was his score. After we go ahead and take a look at the resource collection rate, we see the creative possibilities of mining from the sixth pooling player.
Just really, ultimately, you know, your options just kind of dwindle.
Your options dwindle rapidly over time. Of course, if we come to the economy breakdown, we can see a collection of information that really kind of reminds me of math homework in high school. Let's go ahead and just close that. The important thing is the structure's raise count. Immortals.
No surprise, man.
No surprise at all.
Especially Immortals with the drops in Monobattles.
I know. Ordinarily in the Monobattle rules, you're not allowed to do that. Some map maker took creative liberties. And if there's one person who always takes creative liberties, it would be Thorzane. He would absolutely be guaranteed to exploit every bug, glitch, possibility in front of him.
Well, hey, man, it's all about winning. I mean, you know, fun is somewhere on the list, but let's get back to winning.
That is absolutely true. Congrats to Thorzane for helping lead Team Sweden to victory in the very first Monobattle.
Yeah, congratulations once again. Maybe Korea will be able to come back at some point when we get a chance to do yet another one of those battles. Because,
that is true.
That's a lot of fun.
In fact, there will be another one in about 23 hours. We see the players starting to collect their things, get ready to do training tomorrow. For now, we're going to go ahead and step to a 1-minute break. And we come back, we're going to close out the show. I'm Day 9.
And I'm Rob Simpson. We'll see you soon.